Hey, good evening everybody. This is Roger Mailing, your correspondent from the Sun. A bit dark and dull this evening. The sun's about setting over that way, but it is shining. You can see it up there. You know, it's been an amazing day really. Twice today I've been knocked back on my heels by things I have read and things that pertain to me really. The first thing was that I was sent an article from a magazine called Success Magazine, which a friend of mine thought really described what I was doing in my life these days, and that was about the U economy. And the second thing was that lo and behold, blow me down, I'd followed Gary Vaynerchuk. You may not know him, you may know him. If you don't know him, go and find out about him, he's worth a listen. And lo and behold, one of his past talks wasn't about the U economy. And then I realized that, hell, I was a trendsetter. I was in this thing called the U economy. Now, what is the U economy, you ask yourself? Well, look, there's two things that are important in life. One is a vision, and the other one is excitement. Without both of those things, you end up with a life of stagnation because you're doing what you have to do, not really what you want to do. And you live in this thing called a rut. And a rut is a coffin with the ends kicked out. You know, the brave ones amongst us will scrabble over the side and say, that's not for me, I'm going to go and find other things to do. But the majority of people, unfortunately, stay in there until eventually somebody closes up the ends. So I've really never considered myself to be a trendsetter. But the interesting thing statistically that came out of this U economy is that by the year 2020, 50% of the US workforce will be involved in the U economy. Now, what is the U economy? U economy is really either tagging something alongside your job or doing something. Excuse me, the local wildlife are a bit wild here. Everybody's got a dog and the dogs like to talk. But anyway, it really is many different things, but the fact of the matter is, once again, the curse of the internet strikes again. It's about, I must do these earlier before the curse strikes. Is that they're working very hard to find a work environment that supports their well-being, because they're very aware that the stresses and strains of life are very wearing, and we are expected to live into our middle to late 80s. And the only way to do that is if you pace yourself, I suppose. The thing is, they're also seeking new and stimulating challenges and really a varied lifestyle. Because otherwise it's the same old, same old. You go to the same place, to sit in the same cubicle, to do the same job for the same amount of time. The company tell you when you can eat, they tell you when you can go home. You have no free will. Another one is they want to control their own destiny. It's a bit like number two, really. They want to decide when they go to work. They want to decide who they work with. They want to decide what they do. They also want to have a better work-life balance. They want, I spent 10 years building a business. I had no life. The business took over my life. I worked 60 to 80 hours a week, 6 days a week. On the seventh day, I had the pleasure of sleeping. So I understand that bit very, very well. And I have now a brilliant work-life balance. Hence I live in the sun. Another thing, they also want to earn more. I think that earn more should be nearer the top, but that's the way it was written down. The interesting thing is, Gary Vaynerchuk said that 51% of basically the workforce that are going to be doing this, the U economy by 2020, 51% are millennials. But the interesting thing is, 30% of the people will be over 55. Now, why is that? And he put it down to wellness. The 55s are more aware of end-of-life stories than maybe the 35s. But the thing is, they also know the same equation, that even at 55, their work life is probably another 20 to 30 years. And they don't want to be old and decrepit, they want to stay well. And they want to stay away from the medical system because A, it's expensive, and B, won't necessarily be there when they need it. So That brought him onto the actual wellness market. How big is it? And by the last estimates, they reckon that it's now worth 3.4 trillion US dollars. Now that makes it 3 times bigger than the global pharmaceutical market across the world. So that's a huge industry. Another top trends, the main trending thing is clean label products. Now what does that mean? Well, that basically means products that aren't tainted with chemicals and toxins. You can put them in you, you can put them on you, you put them in your house, you can use them every day, knowing that they're not going to add to your troubles by trying to kill you slowly. Killing you softly with this song is what comes to mind. And the interesting thing is, well, why am I a trendsetter? Well, a few years ago, I sold my business. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but a friend rang me up and said, hey, I tell you what, you should really look at the wellness market. Look good, feel good. And I said, why? He said, have you looked in the mirror recently? I said, thank you very much. But he was right. I'd spent 10 years working my fingers to the bone, eating badly. I was not really looking after myself at all. And I knew I had to do something. So I looked around and about a year ago, I partnered with a company I knew met the philosophies that I wanted to talk about, to be part of. And the interesting thing is, their USP is they are a live clean company. In other words, they produce products that don't have chemicals and toxins in them. They're made with the very best products available. And the interesting thing is, as well, they are sold direct to the end user at a price that is affordable. So you haven't got to pay a fortune for your health. Now, that's what excited me. And they also have a lot of different add-ons. They'll even pay you to try the products, which is not bad. But what I'm bringing home to you is that the workplace is changing. You can either be a victim of that workplace change, or you can be a pioneer of the new world. And the only way you can be, if you're at all nervous, if you're not an entrepreneurial spirited person, or you really wouldn't know what to do to get out there, look, all I ask for you is a conversation. My name is Roger Mayling. I'm your correspondent from The Sun. I do this daily for you. But I also have a Facebook page, and it's called Roger Mayling. It's this cool dude in a tuxedo and a bow tie, lounging on a chair thinking he's James Bond. I would willingly love to have a conversation with you as to how you can join this new revolution. Either doing what I'm doing or doing something completely different. So today it's been a wake-up call. I've had 2 stand-back moments. One, that I'm a trendsetter, and 2, that I'm in the right place at the right time with the right products with the right company. So this is Roger Mayling, your correspondent from The Sun, signing off. Looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Remember, come and chat with me on my Facebook page. I'd love to have a conversation with you. See you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.